Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're back to equality cages. Can you feel the heat? 106. Now, if you're wondering what happened to 105, and you look through my back catalogue, you see 101, 2, 3, 4, but not 5. It's because 5 is a slightly harder puzzle, so I'm going to save it for a weekend at some point and come back to it. But I thought, for the week, we're just going to stick to slightly more approachable puzzles like the one that we have in store for today. So I'm back to this series, and kind of one of the reasons, aside from the fact that they're phenomenal series that just need to be concluded, and I can tell you that gUBBLOR has been like extraordinarily busy. So when I went and double checked how many he's got out there, I think I found that he's already at, sorry, let me just double check this before I say that, at number 12. And really what prompted me was the fact that Shifter Line 104, 105 were already out, so I knew that I have to go back to that series and conclude it. I also spotted a couple of others that I'm really looking forward to. Oil and Water from Blobs. There's one that's around Dutch flatmates from Flinty, so I think there is still plenty of phenomenal puzzles out there to work through, let alone ones that are still being created that we should take a look at as they come out. Right, enough of an introduction. You can see you've got Sleuth there, who clearly grew, a mustache this time just to blend into whatever this particular case is all about. However, the mustache hasn't helped him blend in. He's already trapped inside a cage with the entire scene on fire, seemingly despite the rain. Help Sleuth break out of today's cage. Well, today's equality cages. Let's take a look at the puzzle. That's the wrong puzzle. That's the list of gUBBLOR's puzzles, equality. Let's take a look at the actual puzzle. There we go. Right, so Equality Cages 106, Are You Feeling the Heat? Cool. By gUBBLOR. And the following set of rules. Now, if you've not played this series before, I think I'm still going to continue to recommend start with 101. I'll make sure that I leave a link somewhere up here for you to go and explore that video and just get you started with the series and acquainted with it before you give this one a go. Rule sets though. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so place the digits 1 through to 9 in each empty cell. Digits must not repeat within the same row, column or box. So every row must have the digits 1 to 9 with no repeats. Every column must have the digits 1 to 9 with no repeats. And every 3x3 box, and you can see the rest of them outlined with the thicker black lines, also the digits 1 through 9 with no repeats. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip the equality cages, come back to them, explain the Kropki dots, the thermometers, then the equality cages. So Kropki dots, I think regular viewers of the channel are going to be familiar with these. A black dot between cells indicates cell values with a 2-to-1 ratio. So if I pick, well, let's pick this one here. If you put a 2 on one of these, the other cell must be in a 1-to-2 ratio. So that could be 1, literally 2-to-1, or it could also be 4, as in 2 times 2 is 4. So whatever cell is in here, the other one is either a half or a double. One of them is going to be 2 times the other in essence. Now, we also know that not all dots are shown. So nothing stops me from doing something like this, for example, 4 and 8 adjacent to each other with no black dot in between them. That's totally fine. We also have thermometers. So digits along each thermometer must increase starting from the bulb end. And they really do have to, take after their namesake. Think of this as a physical thermometer, with this being the bulb end. And the idea is that, I guess, the temperature increases as you go away, or the digits. So if that was a 2, this has to be 3 or higher. If that was a 6, this digit has to be somewhere between 6 and 3. That could be 4 or 5. I can't go ahead, for example, and put a 1 in here because it's less than 6, and that would break this thermometer. Right, equality cages. So equality cages are cages that must have an equal number of low, as in 1, 2, 3, 4, and high, 6, 7, 8, or 9, as well as equal number of even, 2, 4, 6, 8, and odd, 1, 3, 7, 9. Digits in equality cages can never contain a 5, and digits may not repeat in a cage. So that was quite a lot of like a mouthful to take on. So I'm going to try and explain that. So if I put a 4 in here, that's an even low digit. I now need to have an equal number. I have one low digit. I need to have one high digit and one odd digit. So 7 or 9 would work in here. If these, for example, were 1 and 3, that's 2 low digits, 2 odd digits. I need 2 high digits and 2 even digits. So this will be 6 and 8. So as long as essentially the parity is a wash, kind of the lows and highs or polarity are a wash, then you've got a balanced equal cage. So that's all the rules. Oh, sorry, kind of emphasize that bit again. No 5s in the cages, a little bit tricky to label that as low or high, so clearly not part of the composition. And sometimes it's helpful to think about where the 5s are. I'm not going to say any further because otherwise I will start helping you with the solve. So if you want to break Sleuth out of that cage, help him escape the heat, link will be in the description down below as usual for you to play along. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So I'm actually thinking about thermometers to start, of all places. Because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 length thermometer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 7 thermometer. And they both got equality cages in them. Now this one as well is, I mean, this is a little bit trickier in that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not as long, but it's got branches and black dots. So I think these 3 thermos are fair places to start. Let's go from the top. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now the tricky thing in here is, how did I miscount that as 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so maybe it's a good thing I started here. Is that I can't put an 8 in here because I've got a low even digit. I need a high odd digit. So this being the minimum, which is a 4, and I can't actually go 1 up because there is a degree of freedom. Technically, if this is purely a thermometer, I could do the following. Excuse me, 9. But I can't put a 5 inside an equality cage. That's not a 5, that's a 4, and therefore that's a 9. And that's going to force a whole bunch of things in here. Well, a whole bunch of things in here I've already run out. So, but it's given me a whole bunch of digits fairly quickly in under 2 minutes. I'll take it. I've placed all the low digits in box 1. So these 2, whatever it may be, and you're going to see me do this a bit using different colors. I found that having just 2 colors on these puzzles, not quite enough. So what I'm going to do is group them into odd low digits, even low digits, even high digits, and then odd high digits. And I'm going to give each of these a color. I don't know if it's really necessary. I just find it quite helpful. And the thing to remember is you need to make sure that they're roughly balanced. So, you know, the fact that I have highs in here, I must have lows in there. I don't actually know the parity of these, so I don't know the parity of these either. But just keep sort of that color scheme in mind. I will probably be using it extensively. What else do I know? I know, for example, that 5 is not in cages in box 4. It is exclusively in here. 5, not a 6. I have 2 low digits. I need 2 high digits. One of them is a 6. It's not enough information on its own. Let's have a think about this one. To complete the column, we need 1, 6, 7, 8. I can tell you that's not 1 on a thermo. That's 1, 2, 3. So the minimum is 3. Maximum here is 8. This has to be smaller than whatever this is. So I can't be an 8, then an 8 again, and then a 9. And therefore this has to be bigger. It can't be a 6 because it leaves me with nothing in there. So, hasn't necessarily hugely helped. I mean, that is very restricted now. That's only 8 or 9. Not too sure about what these are for the moment. Sort of tempted to leave it here. I think I can sort of push the logic a bit more and try and get everything I can out of it. And chances are, yes, that would be possible. I just don't know if it's the right thing to do. There's probably going to be much easier digits for me to pursue. But, you know, we don't like the easy path on this channel, so let's keep thinking about it. So the minimum this can be is now not 1, it's 2. And this would be 3, but I can go all the way up to 6, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and all the way up to 5 in here. 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think this can it be 6? I could do 7, 8, 9, 5, I can. Yeah, I don't know if it's easy to make any real deductions about composition of this. I know that I need 2 low digits. I don't even know the parity of those though, because I don't know the parity of these. And I can easily have 2 and 4 on here. I'm gonna move on. I think there's probably a way to conclude something in here. For example, if this is not a low digit, I still need to place 2 low digits somewhere in these 3 cells. I could easily place one of them in here, one of them in there, or there, or there. Yeah, I'm gonna move on. Right, the other places that I said that can legitimately start from, let's try and just place all the digits on here, 5, 6, and 7. That's, you can see in the row we've already placed a 9, so the actual maximum is now only an 8, so I've removed 1 degree of freedom. That's not the intuitive way for me to do this. Let's try that again. That works. We also have a 5 in here. I don't know why I missed that. That's a 6, that's a 7, that's an 8. That's a high even digit. That's got to be a low odd digit. So that's a 3, 4, and 5. These are all forced. That's a 1 or 2. This 8 is looking at this 7, which is very helpful because I can place all of these digits now. And this is not 5 or 6. This is therefore not 4 or 5. That's 2 or 3. That's 1 high digit. There's a second in here, meaning there is a low digit in there. So, hang on. There's 1 high digit missing. It's got to be in here. There's another 8 or 9. It's 8 because the 9 is already placed. So that's a 9. There's an 8 in here now. Therefore, that's not an 8. That's also not a 7. I've just placed that. So that's 1 or 6 with an 8. So I think, you know, 1, 3, 6, 8 works for sure. And it must be that because I've placed 7 and 9. So there must be 6 and 8 in here and 1 and 3. Therefore, these are 2 and 4. This 4 tells me the order. That's a 4. That's a 2. These now have to be odd. I mean, I kind of guessed that from the 6, but doesn't matter. 7 and 9, and an 8 up here. Can I actually complete this at all? So I said we need 1, 3, 6, and 8. The irony is I do actually have pairs, because this can't be 8. It can be 3 though, can't it? No, because I can't place a 1 in here or a 6. This is a 3, 8, and therefore this is a 1, 6. And now I can place all of the rest. I say all of the rest, and then I just get stuck immediately on completing this. Never matter. In the interest of time, I really just want to move on from this. Let's do easier things again. So, the maximum I can make these and emphasize the maximum I can make these would be 8 and 4. I mean, the other way around, I meant 4 and 8 because of this. You could never have a 9 on a black Kropki dot because 9 times 2 is 18. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. You can't place either. So 8 and 4 is the absolute maximum on a black Kropki dot, followed by the other maximum, which would be 6 and 3. And you can see 4, 3, 2, 1 kind of forces the entire thing. Then there's a distance between 2 and 6 in here, which could be 3, 4, but not 5 because it's still inside the cage. And then I have 2 low digits that require 2 high digits, but I've placed 8 and 6. They have to be 7 and 9, and therefore this has to be a 4 because they need to be 2 even digits for the 2 odd digits. And what I've just kind of written in here looks entirely forced. There seems to be zero optionality about everything that I've just done here. So I am going to just write these digits in. Don't know which one is a 7 or 9. I just know that this is not a 7. This is not a 6 anymore. So that is a 7. That's an 8. Of course, the 1 and 6 are not resolved. I've already placed in here 1, 2, and 4. The only remaining pairs of digits that can actually go on here is a 3 and 6. This 6 tells me the order. That's 6. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. I need 8 and 9, which can't be in here. That's 8 and 9. Followed by 5 and 7. This 7, 9 tells me that's an 8. That's a 9. 5 and 7 tells me now I have 2, which can't be in this cell because of the 2 down here. That's the 2. And to complete the row, I need a 6, which is very helpful because it actually finally resolves what's going on in there. Complete this box. What do we need? We need 5 and 3. This 3 tells me the order. I need a 1. That's a 1 and a 5. And that's the bottom 3 boxes basically done. This 1 tells me no 1's in here. That's the 1. I need a 9 and a 2. 2 gives me the order. That's 2. That's 9, which helpfully gives me the 1 in here. Does any of this help me with the 3, 8? Nope. Moving on. May as well think about this thermo, because it's actually reasonably high. What are the remaining digits that we have? So we've got 3, 5, 7, and 8. 5, not 6. Now, clearly I'm not starting with an 8 in here. I mean, 8 almost certainly has to go at the very end. Most certainly this would be the 5, 7, because it's between the 8 and the 3. That 5 tells me what this is. That's a 7. That's a 5. That's a 7. That's a high, I mean, let's resolve these first. That's 9 and 7. That's a high odd digit. I need a low even digit, which stunningly is not resolved. I have both up, well, it is resolved because that's a thermometer still. So that's a 4. That's a 2 because of this 2, and a 9 to finish the column. I need a 5, which has to go in here, and a 6, which goes in there. Of all the high digits, I've already placed quite a lot of them, 6, 7, and 9 in this row. I need an 8 in here. This 8 tells me the 8 goes in there. I need a low odd digit. The 3 is not available, that's the 1. And from here on, it's probably just Sudoku to finish the day. Because I think we basically pencil marked everything and just let's start filling things in. So we need 4, 6, and 7, it seems, with no 4 in here. I need 3, 9, and 5. 3, 5, 9. Not 3, not 5. Doesn't look like much of it is resolved, if I'm honest. We've got 2. Well, 2 I can actually place. Let's just place it because of these 2. 5, which I can place again because of this 5, which gives me the 9 in here, the 3, the 5. That's lovely. That 9 continues to do more work with the 7 and 9. The 7 removes this option. That's everything for now. 2, 3, 4. That's a 6. Remove the 6 from here. Ironic, this is not resolvable yet. Have I missed any digits? Yes, I have. That's 6, probably for a while actually. I was looking in here. That's 4, that's 7, that's 6. Right, we're at the home stretch. 1s, 1, 2, I'll ignore the 3, 8 for a second. 4s, 5, 6, 7. And then 9. And now we need 3 and 8. That 8, 3, 8, 3, and if I've not made any mistakes, 8, and the solution to today's puzzle. Phenomenal puzzles as usual, gUBBLOR. They're immensely enjoyable. Slightly easier one, I'm going to say, than some of your previous equality cages with the same difficulty rating. But a stunning puzzle nevertheless. Thank you so much for the series, gUBBLOR. I continue to enjoy them. I hope that you guys have as well. And that you also enjoyed not just the puzzle, but the video as well. And see you back for the next one. Bye for now.